Welcome to Igniting Change, Finding Your Fire, a weekly podcast with Meena Puri, an Ayurvedic practitioner and spiritual teacher who brings the ancient, time-tested wisdom of Ayurveda in this time of great upheaval and global ascension to inspire you to the next level of your spiritual evolution. She will discuss all topics related to your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Are you ready to be free of all suffering and soar to your heart's calling?
It's full moon.
This webinar is being recorded. So yes, it is fabulous.
What I think how we kind of accidentally picked the date. I don't think I picked it thinking it was full moon. Did you?
No.
And I just feel like I feel like very clear, powerful, strong energy today.
And very exciting energy.
Very exciting energy. You know, because of Jupiter, the expansion is the joy. It's the power of choice. It's not what's coming to you. It's like you get to choose. What do you want to choose? What do you want to grow?
And it definitely has a lot of the Sagittarian full moon as well.
Sagittarian full moon is transparency
and freedom. So, we're talking about emotional freedom, right?
Yeah.
Being free emotionally.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think this is a perfect time for that.
Perfect time. So when we are transparent, we are free.
Yes.
That's the whole thing of it. Just fess up.
Fess up, huh?
Fess up, right? Like just what we did. It's like, okay, I'm just going to tell you what happened. That's how I am. Like because then I don't have to worry about it. It's less burden. Yeah.
It's out of the bag.
It's out of the bag. It's like, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So great. Well, let's see. We have a few minutes before we start.
I know this is so exciting because I've always done, I've done webinars all the time, but this is like the joint venture, the you and I together. I think it makes it that much more powerful.
Yes, it's very exciting to, with all the people that you are supporting and that you're helping, that you're helping heal emotionally with your book and with your courses and everything that you're doing. It's really, really super exciting.
Yeah, no, I feel really connected with that. And that's why I've been promoting it a lot. I really want to tell people, look, you don't want to miss this.
We have a few people in the chat. Hello, Meena. So excited to be here.
Hello. Who was that?
Tajinder.
Tajinder, so nice to see you.
Yay, Tajinder. Nice to see you.
And we have Susan. Nice to see you.
Susan, happy to be here. Yay, Susan. Wonderful.
All of our peeps.
So why don't we have a Peggy Bell. Welcome to the webinar. Thank you so much.
Hello, Peggy. Good to see you.
Yes, Peggy. Thank you. And Susan. So it's 9:00. We're going to go ahead and get started. And then we have Anne LaRouge.
Anna, nice to see you here.
Longtime yoga client.
My longer time student and client.
Yes. So welcome, everyone. I have my son, Jay, here with me.
Jay, it's so nice to have you here. I know Jay. The Auntie Meena.
Auntie Meena, yeah. So great. Well, it's wonderful to see people are chiming in. Everyone is ready to welcome today's
call. It's exciting. Yes.
So we are here to talk about the intelligence of emotions today. First, let me open up this Masterclass series. I'm Cornelia Stephanie, your host, and I'm the founder of the Cornelia Stephanie Media Group and app. And I'm here to bring to you today Meena Puri, Ascended Master Meena Puri. She's also the best-selling author of Healing Your Relationship with Food, The Ayurvedic Answer. She's the founder of the AyurvedicHealingCenter.com, and she is helping countless and countless of people around the world heal, awaken the healer within. And that's why we're here to talk today about the power of your emotions and the emotional intelligence. So welcome, Meena, and please, why don't we get straight into it and tell us why you called it the intelligence of emotions.
Thank you so much, Cornelia. I'm so excited to be here with all of you today. So, you know, we are coming from a time in the history where we didn't understand our emotional world. So we pushed it aside. And now we are learning to embrace all the aspects of a being that we are. So when I talk about intelligence of emotions, because emotions are intelligent, what I mean by that is if the emotions help us dissect, or rather digest our experiences. Without the emotionality, our life is kind of dull, right? We won't feel joy, we won't feel excitement. But here is the challenge. The challenge is we are taught not to feel anything unless we feel really, really good, right? So when we get triggered or when the negative emotions come, we don't know what to do with it. So we know to push it away. But the intelligence is there, is telling you, hey, listen, that experience hasn't been integrated. That experience is not processed. Please process it, because anything that is undigested or unprocessed, what happens to undigested food? It becomes toxicity in the body. Same way, when we do not digest our experiences through feeling our emotions, those experiences become toxic to our being. That's where, the trauma. So trauma is anything that we don't know what to do with. And during the course of the day, we have myriad of experiences that we don't know what to do with. We don't have time to look into it. So we just kind of push it away and do life. And all of those undigested experiences, they go into our subconscious. I call it the garbage bin, which really means that frequently, just like we need to take the garbage out to the curb, we need to empty that out. Otherwise, imagine lugging that garbage bin on our psyche for everything we do. Imagine having your garage full of 100 garbage bins, right? It's going to stink. So same way, when the subconscious gets really full and we don't look at it, it's going to show up somewhere. Where does it show up? Unfortunately, as a symptom in the body, as a final attempt to grab our attention. So the emotions, there's an intelligence to emotions. You feel something for a reason. We cannot afford to push it away, because actually we cannot push it away. It's energy. The more you push it away, more it will erupt. More you push it away, you create more momentum in it. It's going to show up somewhere. So it can show up subconsciously in our habit patterns, in our relationships, in our work, in our health, day-to-day life, or when we become conscious at it, when we become actually rather conscious about what it is that we are feeling, then we use the emotions as a tool. They become a tool for self-growth, self-healing, and evolution. So it's really, I want, the people who are attending, I want you to switch it around. So don't be afraid of the emotions. It's here to tell you something. And it's not telling you, hey, listen to me right now. You have to listen to me this way. You have only this much time period. Just to pay attention. Pay attention to what it is that I'm feeling. Add language to what you are feeling. What happens, when we do not tune into what it is that we are feeling, the body is already responding in a way. You get this or energy. I've seen people get flushed, you get tingling, or you begin to, make a fist, or your jaw gets tight, the stomach gets in knots. And when we don't tune into it, this energy that's now gathering in the physical body, it's looking for an outlet. It doesn't judge whether you should do this or do that. It doesn't say, by the way, don't dish it out to that person who hasn't done anything to you. It's like, whatever, it's energy. We dump it to the person who comes next to, we see in front of us on an unrelated situation. We feel the relief because the energy is finally out, but it's momentarily. Then it comes with the guilt. Like, did I really mean to do that? Or now I feel so bad. And then, imagine the person who we just dumped on. It's like, that's trauma. It's like, where did that come from? What is that all about, right? So we create a lot of havoc. We can minimize this havoc by simply tuning into, there's something I'm feeling. Even if you feel, I don't know what that is, it's off. I'm feeling out of sorts. I don't know what that is. Just hang out with it. Just hang out with it. When you stick with it, the clarity is going to come. So I give an example of, in the night when we get up to go to the bathroom, initially it's all dark. But when we kind of stay with it, we walk, we touch the wall or the bed, our eyes begin to adjust. We begin to see the sink or the tub or the toilet in the bathroom, because our eyes adjust to the darkness, and now we begin to see. Same thing with our emotions. When something comes up, even initially when it's not clear as to what it is, I don't know what to do with it. It's making me uncomfortable. I don't like it. Let me grab another, chocolate cookie or potato chips, or just talk to somebody, distract myself away from it. I don't want to feel it. We miss the opportunity, right? So when we stick with it, allow it to show itself to you, you're going to begin to see and what it is. That's how we shed light. We illuminate that subconscious garbage bin, the deep waters of the subconscious, the darkness inside, we put light on it. So now we are conscious. When we are conscious, we are powerful. Does that make sense? Did that resonate with you, Cornelia? So this is why I picked the intelligence of emotions, because I really want to get away from the negativity around emotions. I want to get away from the stigma that we have created as a society, because we talk about, oh, you are emotional. So emotional would be exactly the example I gave you before. We're feeling this surge of emotions. We don't know what it is. We don't take the time to figure out what it is, and we just dish it out on the next person. So obviously the person that we just dumped on, they're going to say, she's emotional, she's crazy, right? Because that's the word we use. And now all of a sudden, expressing emotions is a negative connotation. We don't want to talk about our emotions. We don't want people to know we are emotional. But the other side is, what if we paid attention? Emotions are for us. They're not meant to burn others. It's a tool for introspection. It's a tool for getting to know yourself. What if we took that time, a little awareness, little presence, and we became intelligent about our emotions, and we begin to use our emotions as a tool for growth, for evolution, and then there is no stigma attached to it. Then we simply can say, I'm feeling out of sorts. At that event, I felt really disappointed. So I wonder why I felt disappointed. Was I expecting something different? Why was I expecting? Then we can go into the whole process of it, right? So we have to go into the process. This is an intelligent conversation. This is a conversation that brings forth the wisdom of our own psyche, the wisdom of our own making, so we can use it. It's meant for us. When we are able to do that, there's no stigma with mental and emotional health that we have created. The stigma is because we have not understood or learned how to navigate the emotional world, what to do with it. What are we supposed to do with it?
I love how you brought it back to the intelligence of emotion.
Yeah.
And that emotions are intelligent, and that it's up to us to realize that we have this intelligence already within us.
Within us, yeah.
Right? And that the main thing that we can do to embrace our own healer is to realize that this deep emotion is within us and it is there for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's, we keep talking about my upcoming program, the certification program called the Healer Within. Is an empowerment program. It's really learning to embrace all aspects of this human living live organism and understand that healer is truly within. These are clues. Emotions are clues. Just like, if I get like a little rash on my skin, it's a clue like, oh, something is going on. I ignore it there. It shows up on my knee. So it's a clue. It's telling us, come and pay attention to me, right? But we look externally. We just look externally because sometimes it's quick and dirty, put a little lotion on and be done with it until it shows up somewhere else. Until now, it's no longer a rash. It's a full-blown, you have broken out in rash and all kinds of flares are happening in the body. So there's the body is always trying to communicate. Our psyche. So I want to clear a couple of things. So when we talk about, emotions, we're talking about energy, because if I tell you, please show me your emotions, you cannot. It's a non-physical thing. We are physical beings. We are non-physical beings. Everything non-physical, our thoughts, emotions, our connection, our feeling sense, our spirituality, it's all non-physical. So whatever is non-physical is energy. We must understand that energy, you can't destroy it. You can't, there's no beginning or end. Energy is a circle. Energy is intelligent in the sense it just needs to free itself. If you can free it by acknowledging it and understanding it, or it's going to free itself by landing on your body. It's like, okay, there, thank you. Here's a little blister on your finger or whatever, deal with it, deal with me. So when we, I write in my book that disease is 100% energetic. Our energy gets sick before our body gets sick. So when I'm talking about energy, I'm talking about emotions. When I'm talking about thoughts, emotions is pretty much the same thing. Emotions are juicier thoughts. Once we begin to feel something, our thoughts have caught on momentum. That's why when we feel it, it's like, oh my God, I just have to say this to that person. I'm just going to tell them off. It's hard to stop yourself because it feels so good. You rationalize saying, no, I'm going to. They deserve it. They said this to me. They are wrong. I am right. I'm going to stand up for myself, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we cannot stop that surge of energy. And it has caught, the thoughts have caught momentum. Then they have to go, right? So, to pay attention to what are the thoughts that are going on in our mind all the time, right? That's awareness. If 90% of our thoughts on a daily basis are negative, that's something to pay attention to. And it's really about presence. It's really about paying attention. There's a world within us, intelligence of emotions, intelligence of the body. Our body is so intelligent. It's the most beautifully crafted piece of, living live organism that, no surgery can compete with what body is equipped to do. So there's a healer within, and we are continuously looking, for our emotional health, we go find a psychiatrist. They're filled with books and years of degree, yet they cannot get into what's really going on, the lack of connection that's happening, right? Or physical, we have blisters, we go to the physical doctor and they don't talk to one another. We're not little, engine here, tire here, back door here. We're not a piece of equipment. It's integrated. It's beneath the physicality. There is the highest intelligence that is running the show. Your blood is not just blood. There's an intelligence underneath it that's telling it to go in this direction. There's something telling your heart to beat. No scientific research or explanation can actually define it because it's beyond the definition. It's the force, the one, the intelligence. When I talk about the intelligence, I'm talking about the cosmic intelligence. How does this world work? I can try to explain it, but I can never justify it. It's something that we have to become present to. It's something we have to experience. It's beyond the words.
Meena, why do you think it's so hard for people to really embrace their emotions? Like, for instance, when people feel sad, or when people feel grief, or when people feel anger, why is it that people tend to avoid that and want to suppress that, maybe with drugs or food or addictions? Why do you think that this has been going on? Because people have been doing this, and this is part of the reason why we're doing this webinar is to support people not to continue on with that self-destructing behavior.
So there are, there's a quick answer and there's a really deep answer. So on the surface, it's painful. When I feel sad, I feel like, the sun is shining, but I don't see it. So it feels like life is closing in on me. That's what, leads to depression. My clients tell me it's like somebody put a black cover over me and nothing can move me out. And there is a fear. We have a fear of the darkness because the fear is, what if the darkness just swallows me whole and I disappear, right? We naturally tend to fear pain. Okay, we are built that way. That's again another intelligence that's meant to keep us safe, right? And that's a good thing. But if we are chronically running away in fear, then that's a whole new concept altogether. So fear is at the root of why we run away from emotions. Fear of being found out, fear of being judged, fear of sticking out like a sore thumb, fear of being abandoned, fear of just looking stupid, fear of you don't have your act together. I don't have such emotions. I'm going to work. I'm doing this. What the heck is your problem? And fear of not measuring up because there's so much, I really think that in human history, maybe we have worked with the intelligence, but we have not added language to it, to our emotional world, in the way that now, because now we want language. Now we have become more aware, more intelligent. We want language. We want to understand something mentally, conceptually, and then we need to experience it. So I think this is probably the first time that we are beginning to understand our emotions. We are beginning to understand how to be more and more human. So when we look in the 50s and the 60s, so many of my clients, their parents were that age, they didn't talk about things. They didn't say, I love you. They drank. There was abuse of all different kinds because the people did not really know what else to do. Now we're having this kind of information. Look at the growth that humanity has already made. We are openly having these discussions because they are so needed. So I think what seemed difficult, sometimes the ignorance can breed fear. The ignorance can make us want something different, something new. We don't want to deal with it. We don't want to deal with it. So there's so much fear in that. And also there's to heal the emotional world, it's not a one-shot deal. It comes in layers and there's so much trauma. Trauma is undigested experiences that we have pushed down because we simply didn't know what to do with it. So people think they're going to be just sucked in whole. But the truth is, when people begin to work, when my clients begin to work, they're not taking years to heal. They begin to get it 3 months, 6 months, and they've been holding on to this pain, this trauma for 60, 70 years. They don't need another 60, 70 years, not even 10 years, not even a year. Within a number of months, they begin to heal, because this is not healing made just, it's not make-believe stuff. They experience it in their being. They connect the dots. All of a sudden, they see things in their life that they never saw before. They're like, oh my God, I've been so confused. So I have my clients, he goes, I feel like I'm just going to cry. I feel so angry. So I'm like, I'm anxious. I go, so feel anxious. So I go, feel anxious. We're going to both feel anxious, feel anxious, feel anxious. What happened? Did the earth cave in from under your feet? Do you still see the cars going outside? The sky is still there. Touch your body. Are you still here? Can you breathe? Yes, I can breathe. So you felt it. Something happened to you? Nothing happened to you. You know what happened to you? You became less fearful. You became more whole.
That's it.
So it's a brilliant question. And that's, my message is, pain never kills anybody. It may be a harsher thing to say, but pain really does not kill anybody. We have to open our heart to the pain that we have, so it no longer chases us. So we hold it, we love it.
So instead of avoiding the pain or suppressing the pain, like when you go to the doctor, and if you're whatever the cause is, and the doctor gives you a prescription, and to suppress the emotion even further, what you're saying is to dive into the pain, that's actually where the healing
much better. That's a quicker process.
To be willing to feel the pain. That's
the thing is, your subconscious is carrying it anyways. You know what's going on anyways, and you're carrying that baggage with you. It's such a weight on your psyche, on your emotional health, your body, your life. It's there anyways. You're fooling yourself if you think that you can just push it away. You don't push away. You just pack the bag really tight, and it's going to erupt sooner or later. So yes, it's painful, but it's a short-term painful than carrying the pain for lifelong and never healing it. And leaving this world unhealed, leaving this world with, having the opportunity, and we never came full circle with our own self.
And this is what you're here to help us with today, and that is to awaken the healer within.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We start somewhere. Let's start with emotions.
Yes. So we want to ask our participants that if you have a question that you want Meena to answer, we're going to choose 3 questions today. So feel free to type them into the chat, and we're going to continue on chatting about how to dive deep into this, embracing our emotions and also becoming free, because we know that emotions dictate our life, our health, our well-being.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so now is the time to awaken the healer within. So do you also feel that the intelligence of our emotion is directly linked to our financial reality as well?
Oh, absolutely. How we are with one thing is how we are with another thing. We can many times we can use money to suppress what we truly feel, right? I have money, I'm successful, so there you go, because it's a measure of success. But there's a lack of self-confidence, worthlessness, wreaking havoc in the psyche, and the person doesn't understand. And money is energy. Money is such a sore point for so many people, and it's because we think it's a measuring stick for success, because we think money is dollars, zeros in the bank. I think of it as prosperity. So, one of the ways I love this definition of prosperity is a rose. It's blooming, it's beautiful. So it's rich in itself, but it's sharing the fragrance with the rest of the world.
That's beautiful. I
It's
love that.
beauty with the rest of the world. So to me, that's prosperity. So instead of getting fixated on money,
Mhm.
we get, oh, how am I going to make $200? You know, that's such a, that who brought you, that force that brought you, I think he can figure out $200 for you. Like we are here to do something much bigger than just worry about nickels and dimes. I think we don't believe that because like, oh yeah, easy for you to say, no, not really. We don't believe that. So we keep putting the attention on the money, accumulation of money, but we continue to have that poverty mindset. I don't have enough.
Yeah, it comes from the not enoughness, doesn't it?
It's the not enoughness. It's the not enoughness. So I'm not enough. I'm not good enough for anything. I don't have enough money. So there's so much mindset. There's so much misassociation. Really, we've been programmed to think money, 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 and it's no matter how much money we have, the richest people, if they could be the happiest people, right, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It's much easier to be successful, and it's very difficult to be happy. I'd rather us be happy.
Yeah, this is great. And that's where it begins, is knowing that we have enough, that there is enough.
There's
And
enough.
your
There's
emotional
always enough.
healing will
Yeah.
support you in that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
So we have a few questions, and let's see. This question is from Andrea. She asks, do you have a different way of working with men or with individuals who are very much in their rational head? She's a sensitive and she knows there's emotion with her hubby, and to point it out, he will deny it. How do we get someone to feel? That's a great question.
That's a great question. And yes, Andrea, thank you for your question. And absolutely, you know, it's not just men and women. I work with each client very differently. Everyone has their own way of learning the information. So, I mean, I had a guy who was on skating. He was into skating and he broke his ankle. So, and he wouldn't, so when I talked about like, you know, just like you broke your ankle, you're just giving it a rest. You're going to still skate again. So I was talking about some other issues actually in his relationship, and he connected. So, you know, I'm very well adapted to working with people from all races, genders, and ages. I work with men, and it's important to understand the men's psyche and the woman's psyche and the relationship. So, you know, already when we are saying, I don't get him to listen, there's a loaded statement there, because somewhere along the line you have taken that to be your job. So there's a dynamic. You keep on asking, he keeps on running. You need to allow people to be adults. There's a way to communicate. So I think coming from a wife who may look at it as, you know, nagging, is the relationship isn't going to work. We always first want to work with ourselves and be the model and not the critic. And we don't want to take a job of fixing our spouse, because you won't be able to. It's a noble idea, but you won't be able to. And then realizing that it really isn't your job. So ask Andrea yourself this question: why this need? Why this so much focus on your husband? What is it about you? If there's something upsetting you about him, what is it within you? So heal that, and he'll follow.
Wonderful. We have another question. And this one is from Arizo. Hello, how does a person release trauma that they went through, infant, toddler, abandonment issues, when they can't remember the experience, the emotional trauma that they experienced as a child?
Well, many times, you know, our being, our psyche is smart. If it happened, you know, if it happened below the age, you know, 3, 4, when you just really can't remember, you don't really need to remember, because you know what? Your body keeps the score. It's in your energetic field, even if you may not be clear about it. And the chances are, when we experience trauma, say below the age 3, below the age 5, energy repeats. It's very possible that same traumatic experiences have repeated in the adult life. So we can look at one experience and know that pretty much there's a theme going on here. It's so many experiences are going on. So when we heal one thing that we can remember, the body is just an accumulation. It's going to heal all of it. So, when I work with clients, it's working somatically, working in the body. It's one thing to think about healing mentally. That's not enough. We have to experience it. And that's my work, to go through the energetics, to go through the somatics, to really release it from the body.
So how does one release it from the body? That was the question.
I do many meditations. I do many somatic practices, which I, allow you to move you from one state to the next. I take you into the place where you were before, so the body begins to remember. So there's a lot of practices that I use for you to experience the healing. And it really, when you go through the body, it moves mountains and mountains of trauma and energy. So we can't talk about it. It's an experience that I take you through state change, meditations, and all kinds of tools like that.
So this I think is a perfect time to talk about, you have support that you're offering to the public, and that is your course that's called 6 Steps to Emotional Freedom.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us about that now? Is that a good time?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So, I wrote my second book. It's called Wake Up and Heal. I'm sure you have a copy. 6 Steps to Emotional Freedom. I really, the healing world, the healing work, I try to make it. I want to get to the point of it, because the healing is real. And I outline a lot of information, wisdom in that book, and I outline a process called the 6A technique. So it's good to wrap your head around it, to read it. And for that reason, I have designed a course, which is really just 2 sessions in July, 2.5 to 3 hours, 2 sessions, which you're going to come into the course, and you're going to have an opportunity to personalize the healing, because I want to take you into your own trauma. So you're doing in a group setting, but you're doing your individual work, because that's how I teach. I teach in an interactive, very interactive. I break into group sessions, or I walk you through meditations and questions and reflective exercises. So you're going to go through your own life, and you're going to personalize the healing, what it means for you. So that course is going to be in July. Like I mentioned, it's the Tuesdays, 2.5 to 3 hours. 2 Tuesdays, I think the dates are July 19th and 26th. I deliberately, healing can become overwhelming, and it can be, it's difficult if we haven't this kind of a work, because now all kinds of things that we have put a lid on is up for grabs. It's coming to the surface, and we have to work through it. But, I'm a very compassionate person, because I have been through whatever I'm teaching you to go through. So I don't want you to think, that's why I created just a small course for you to get your feet wet and to begin the process. And the beauty of this is, when you learn the teachings, even when you walk away from the course, the teachings are working through you. They're going to continue to work through you. You're going to continue to get the results, because this is going to be a very experiential course, where it's not just conceptualizing or talking. It's important to understand it, to wrap our heads around it, but then experience is where the healing takes place. So I invite you to take a look at that course and register. It's just 2 sessions. It's a no-brainer. And whatever I have outlined in the book, here's an opportunity for you to personalize it and really use the information in the book to heal your emotions, to free yourself emotionally and begin the process.
Well, it's taken us, a lifetime to get to where we are now with
Yeah.
emotions and our feeling body. And now to awaken the healer within and to have the tools, I really see that this is such a powerful support tool to support the person that's ready to take the reins on their own healing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, Meena, how much is this course? How much does this course
I think
cost?
the course is maybe $295, and it's Canadian because I'm in Canada. And so you can do either a one-time payment or you do 3 payments of $110. It's deliberately, intentionally kept small, manageable financially and time-wise, because I really want you to step in. This course I could teach for a year, but I didn't deliberately because I want to kind of invite you in, because I know how overwhelming can it be. So this is an invitation to get started, and you're going to be blown away in a good way, in a way that you may not have heard this type of information or the depth of the knowledge and the experience that you're going to have perhaps anywhere else.
So you said the course is like $295. So
295 Canadian, or you can do 3 options, $310 payments 3 times, and you can do that. So I figured anybody can do that. I think everybody can do that. And I really encourage you to do that. You're going to walk away transformed.
And you're giving people a free gift for signing up today.
Yes, there are many, many free gifts on my website. One of them is you'll get a free digital copy of my book, because we're going to be working with the book in a way. I want you to read the book. So you'll get a free digital copy. Once you sign up, I'll send you a code so you can get a free copy. And there's a free copy of the #1 bestseller book, Healing Your Relationship with Food. There are 21 guided meditations, healing journey meditations that you can get for free. And, this information needs to be shared. So I feel called to everyone to have it, because it's going to change your world. And look at the times we're living in. Are we lucky or what to get this opportunity? We keep on getting tapped on the shoulder. Come on, come on. Come on, you're going to fly high somewhere else. Come on, go into a different timeline. Come on, you have a choice now. You're getting like a second kick at the can. You get to do it all over again. So this is such an opportunity, such a wonderful time that we're all getting that nudge. We're all getting the nudge to grow. We're all getting the nudge to make our lives happier, joyful, and we're all getting the nudge to contribute to our world in a positive way. Hurt people hurt people. So my quote is, healed people heal people. Do you think our world needs healing? How is it going to start? Is it going to start from that politician? No. Is it going to start from your husband, your sister, or your mother? No, it's going to start within you. You begin to heal. And notice the chain reaction, the rippling effect it will have on your family, your neighborhood, your community, your countries. It always begins with one person. Be that person that we want somebody else to be. Let's be that person. Let's heal ourselves.
That's what we came for.
That's what we came for, so we can empower others.
We absolutely came for this. And so I posted the link for your course into the chat for everyone to have access to. Okay. And I just want to also give your website information. Can you give us that information?
So my website is ayurvedichealingcenter.com, AYUR, V like Victor, ED for dog. I, C for cat is Animal Day today. Ayurvedic Healing, HEALING Center, CENTER.com. And you're going to find a lot of information on my website. I've been doing podcasts for a couple of years. I post good content that I want you to know I'm constantly sharing. So go have fun, looking around the website. But I really want to draw your attention not to get lost in so much good information, because there's a lot of it on my website. I want to direct your attention to that one course. 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours. That's where I'm drawing your attention to. So you commit yourself to that. And then you're only going to continue to grow.
So I just want to share what some of the audience has said. Such an opportune offering. This is by Susan. I don't know a person who's not suffering in some way. How wonderful to be able to learn the intelligence of emotion. Tajinda this is a wealth of knowledge that you're sharing here. Meena, thank you so much.
Thank you, Susan and Tajinder. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you everyone for participating today. We want to thank you for registering, for joining us today. We are healing the world. Meena is here giving you the resources and the tools that you need in order to embrace your full humanity. And with her very clear directive of the power to heal. Wake up and heal, says Meena. Wake up and heal. This is our time. We're here to do this. And thank you so much for joining us today in this beautiful webinar. Meena, thank you for your wisdom, for your courage, for your permission to support the world to heal, awaken the healer within.
Thank you so much, Cornelia. And I really am touched by all of you who have attended. It's very encouraging that you see me, that you understand what I'm talking about, that you are resonating with the work that I'm doing. And I really want to invite you to just keep coming in and let's make this healing circle bigger and bigger and bigger.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, everybody, for coming in today. We appreciate you so much. Go sign up for that course. Don't waste another day. Take the reins on your own healing and let it begin. Thank you, everyone, for coming today.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Igniting Change, Finding Your Fire. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and we look forward to being with you next week.